The Duchess and Prince William took to the London financial district Wednesday, with Kate donning noticeably shorter hair. The royal couple participated in ICAP's annual Christmas Charity Day and helped raise more than $12 million for charity.
Who would ever imagine that a member of the royal family would help fight a criminal? Even the managers of the petrol station did not see this coming. Prince William and Kate Middleton put their lives on the line to save Mr. John, and this act of kindness will forever be remembered.
Prince of Wales is back here in Windsor raising money for charity. More than £1 million has been raised for organisations close to the Prince and Princess of Wales.
Prince William and Kate Middleton had just moved into the town for a mini vacation, but only a few people knew about this. The royal couple were not looking for any form of drama or special treatment. They just wanted to have a nice time in Frome, Somerset. During the second week of the couple's stay in Frome, something most unexpected happened. The town had just 3 petrol stations, and it was enough to cater for the needs of all those living there. Aside from those residents there, the town rarely had visitors. Customers would often come in, fill up their tanks, and grab a few items from the store before heading out. But beneath the surface of normalcy, there was a lot of tension. The city had been experiencing unrest, and for 3 weeks, 2 petrol stations nearby had been robbed. No one knew which station would be targeted next. It was so bad that the convenience stores in the other 2 petrol stations were shut down due to lack of funds. The police were doing their best to handle the situation, but their response often came too late.
Watch as the worker completely ignores the man dressed in all black as he seems to hold a gun and a backpack up, demanding money.
By the time they arrived, the robbers had already disappeared, leaving everyone on edge. The stores were now a shadow of their former selves, and the owners found it hard to keep up. For the owners of the petrol stations, each robbery was a nightmare, a bad experience, and a heavy financial blow. ExxonMobil, the only thriving station left in the area, had become the prime target. The managers were gripped with fear, unsure how to handle the looming threat. Despite their efforts, the police hadn't caught any of the culprits. Witnesses from the previous robberies described the thieves as 2 young men. According to reports, the leader carried a gun, which intimidated the cashiers into handing over the money without resistance. The fear of being next was real, and no one knew how to stop it. In one of the robberies, things took a dangerous turn when a brave cashier tried to resist the thieves. Determined to protect the cash register and keep her job, she stood her ground. Unfortunately, this only led to the young men attacking her, leaving her badly injured. The robbers got away with the money, and the poor cashier ended up in the hospital.
A violent gas station robbery in New Jersey. You can see the thief on the left hitting an attendant on the head with a wrench, a big wrench. This happened Sunday night.
No one in the city knew they were in for a big surprise. Meanwhile, Prince William and Kate Middleton happened to be staying in the same neighborhood. The couple had decided to take a break from their royal duties and enjoy some quiet time together. Leaving their 3 children at home with the nanny, they set off for a romantic outing. After wrapping up their day, they got into their car, this time without their usual security escort. But halfway back to their lodge, Prince William realized the fuel gauge was almost empty. Kate quickly reminded him of a nearby petrol station. Relieved, the prince turned the car in that direction, unaware of the unexpected twist their evening was about to take. At the same time, the robbers arrived at the petrol station. The place looked empty, so they headed straight into the convenience store. One of them stayed by the door, acting as a lookout, while the leader stormed in holding a gun. He wasted no time and went straight to the cashier, pointing the weapon at him. The cashier froze for a moment, clearly shocked, but then slowly started pulling out the cash. Meanwhile, the customers were ordered to lie flat on the floor. Since there were only 2 robbers, they couldn't keep an eye on everyone.
Police have released video of a gunpoint gas station robbery. You could see here 2 men enter the gas station on Bartow Avenue in the Bronx around 12:30 Thursday morning.
Taking advantage of the chaos, one of the customers quietly pulled out her phone and tried to call the police. Unfortunately, an incoming call rang loudly, giving her away. The other robber, who was keeping an eye out for anyone approaching, noticed the lady with the phone. He stormed over, snatched it from her, and warned her that trying anything smart could get her killed. Just then, everyone heard the sound of a car pulling up outside. All eyes turned to see a couple arriving to refuel their car. With a bag full of cash and a few items from the shelves, one of the robbers suggested waiting for the couple to finish so they could drive off unnoticed. But the robber with the gun argued that staying any longer was too risky, since the police could show up at any moment. The two started bickering about what to do, but eventually decided to step outside. What no one knew was that the couple outside wasn't just any ordinary pair. They were the Prince and Princess of Wales, but what can the prince do about the situation? We are about to find out. As soon as the couple drove into the petrol station, Princess Kate sensed that something was off. She leaned over and whispered her concerns to the prince, who discreetly called the police. While they pretended to focus on filling their tank, help was already on its way. A few minutes later, the two robbers stormed out of the store, firing shots into the air. Their aim was to scare the couple and make a quick getaway. Startled but composed, the prince and princess watched as the robbers dashed toward their car, ready to flee. Prince William was ready for the robbers. Without hesitation, he aimed the petrol hose at them and sprayed them with fuel. Caught off guard, the robbers stumbled as they tried to get into their car. Just as they were about to drive away, the police arrived, blocking their path. The officers immediately ordered the men to exit their vehicle with their hands raised. The robbers slowly complied, but as the police moved closer, the leader made a desperate attempt to flee. His adrenaline-fueled escape didn't get very far, as another officer quickly tackled him and brought him down. The robbers were cuffed and shoved into the police van, still shouting curses at the prince and princess for messing up their plan. The police checked on the royal couple to make sure they were all right. The money bag was recovered and returned to the shopkeeper, who was overwhelmed with thanks and didn't know how to show enough gratitude to the royal family and the police. If it weren't for the prince's quick thinking, the robbers would have gotten away. The prince had literally put his life on the line to help. The gunshots from the robbers could have gone wrong in so many ways, but the prince didn't hesitate. He stepped up to help, no matter the danger. To make things even more complicated, Prince William wasn't as skilled in combat as his brother, Prince Harry. Like many members of the royal family, Prince William has strong connections to the armed forces. While he's deeply involved in charity work that supports the military and veterans, the Prince of Wales also served 7.5 years in the UK military.
Taking on the mantle of flagship also sees Prince of Wales moving to high readiness, something she spent the past year preparing for.
The whole of this year.
After completing a 44-week officer cadet course, he became a commissioned officer in the British Army in December 2006. Prince William then became a second lieutenant in the Household Cavalry, where he led a troop of 4 scimitar-armored reconnaissance vehicles. He was promoted to lieutenant a year later. After finishing his time with the Household Cavalry, the prince spent 2008 working with both the Royal Air Force and the Royal Navy. His 4 months with the RAF taught him how to fly helicopters and fixed-wing planes, while his 2 months with the Royal Navy involved shore training and navigation alongside sailors and the Royal Marines. In 2009, Prince William's interest in flying led him to train as a search and rescue pilot. After passing his exams with the Royal Air Force, he joined Sea Flight 22 Squadron at RAF Valley in Anglesey in September 2010. The shop owner was incredibly grateful, thanking the police repeatedly as he happily took back the bag of money. The prince quickly told everyone not to share the news of what had happened. He knew his family would be furious if they found out. As the heir to the throne, he wasn't supposed to be in any dangerous situation. It went against royal protocol. William then asked the police to keep him updated on the robbers. Prince William and Princess Kate Middleton got into their car and drove off. While Kate was happy they could help, she wasn't pleased that the prince had put his life in danger. Prince William apologized for a while, and Kate made him promise not to take such risks again. 2 days later, the police contacted Prince William to let him know that the case had gone to court. William was thrilled by the news. The robbers were also ordered to repay the money they had stolen from the other petrol stations. Prince William and Princess Kate later visited the stations to assess the damage. The couple then decided to help the stores recover by giving them £5 million each. The store owners were overjoyed as their businesses were able to bounce back. By the way, if you're not sure who this incredible couple is, they are next in line to the throne. The Prince and Princess of Wales, who marked their 13th wedding anniversary earlier this year, have been together for nearly 20 years. They first met at the University of St Andrews in Scotland in 2001. Kate grabbed William's attention at a charity fashion show in 2002.
Kate Middleton. And you notice I pause here for dramatic effect.
Go on.
Is single again.
That is good news.
The more good news is she's modeling in some university fashion show this evening,
where she walked down the runway in a sheer lace outfit. While many see their relationship as a fairy tale romance, their path to marriage had its ups and downs. After a relationship full of ups and downs, rumors started in early 2007 that William might propose to Kate on her 25th birthday. Despite the buzz, William didn't propose. Instead, he decided to end things with his longtime girlfriend. The future king reportedly felt there was no breathing space for him in the relationship. Unlike their previous breakups, which were more private, this one was highly publicized. After the split, William was seen partying at a London nightclub. The prince told many of his friends that he felt a sense of freedom after the breakup. Royal expert Richard Palmer pointed out that it didn't take long for Prince William to feel the loss of Kate. William had a quiet trip to the cinema by himself, trying to cheer up after not ruling out the chance of getting back together with Kate Middleton. This was where it dawned on him that his life was incomplete without Kate. William went to the cinema with only his police bodyguard and watched Blades of Glory. He had left his army base for a peaceful evening out. His friends attested to the fact that William was already showing signs of missing his longtime girlfriend. Fate had other plans, and the couple soon found their way back to each other. Kate and William are believed to have reunited at a party on June 9, 2007, and have been together ever since. Thinking back on the breakup during a 2010 interview after their engagement was announced, Kate said she wasn't very happy about it, but it actually made her stronger. She got to discover things about herself that she did not know before. She acknowledged that the time apart helped her grow, even if it didn't feel that way at first. During their vacation, the couple found that spending time alone and helping others in need was a perfect combination. The families who were touched by the royal family's kindness will never forget it. Both Eton and Harry vehemently denied the allegations, and a tribunal later made no ruling on the matter. However, it was revealed that Harry had received help with his A-level project, a necessary step to secure his place at Sandhurst. Harry's rebellious side was beginning to manifest at Eton. He excelled as a top-tier athlete, showcasing his skills in competitive polo and rugby union. He was also an active member of the combined cadet force, rising through the ranks to become a cadet officer in his final year, but he refused to apply himself in the classroom. With his school days behind him, Harry embarked on a gap year that would take him to the farthest corners of the world. He spent time in Australia, working as a jackaroo on a cattle station, but it was his journey to Lesotho that would leave a lasting impact on Harry. There, he worked with orphaned children and produced a documentary film, The Forgotten Kingdom, Prince Harry in Lesotho.
Prince Harry is a welcome visitor to Africa's mountain kingdom. His first trip to Lesotho was 9 years ago, and he takes a keen interest in the charity which he and Lesotho's Prince Seeiso set up together in 2006.
This kick-started a lifelong passion for humanitarian work for the young prince, a lifetime of service and adventure. Harry's love for the common man would even take a deeper and more interesting turn many years later, with a huge decision that would end up estranging him from his family. Marriage to Meghan Markle. Prince Harry's life took a dramatic turn in 2016 when he stumbled upon a video of American actress Meghan Markle on Instagram. It was a chance encounter that would change the course of his life forever. Harry was immediately smitten with the actress, and with the help of his friend Violet, he got in contact with her. Their whirlwind romance was marked by sporadic yet intense moments together, with Harry and Meghan navigating their busy schedules and secret meetups. Despite the distance between them, their connection only grew stronger. As their relationship blossomed, The couple faced intense scrutiny from the British press and even some of his family members. But Harry and Meghan didn't let that deter them. It only strengthened their love for each other. Eventually, they tied the knot in 2018 and started a family with 2 beautiful children. They had a beautiful wedding, and from the outside, they looked like a happy little family. But they both had to make a lot of sacrifices for that to happen. Today, the family of 4 lives in California, a far cry from the royal life Harry once knew, because he chose her over his place in the royal family. But for Harry, it's a trade-off he's happy to make for the love and happiness he's found with Meghan. In his memoir, cleverly titled Spare, Harry opens up about the challenges they've faced and the love that's kept them strong. It's a story of true love conquering all, even in the face of adversity. As Meghan moved to England to be with Harry, she left behind her successful career on Suits. When Harry proposed to Meghan and she said yes, by law, Harry was still to ask Queen Elizabeth for permission to marry, a tradition that dates back to a time when royalty married for political gain, not love. But the Queen didn't hesitate to grant her permission. As the wedding approached, the Queen showed her approval in a special way.
Queen Elizabeth II has now given her formal consent to the marriage of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle.
By inviting Meghan to Buckingham Palace to try on her personal tiaras. She even helped Meghan choose one to wear on her big day. But not everyone in Harry's family was as welcoming. Harry's father, Prince Charles, expressed concerns about Meghan living in Britain, citing financial reasons. But Harry suspects it was just a case of not wanting to be overshadowed by the new couple. Tensions also arose between Meghan and Harry's brother, William, and his wife, Catherine. The press somehow got wind of their arguments and printed headlines that only added fuel to the fire. Despite the family drama, Harry and Meghan exchanged their vows on May 19, 2018, at St. George's Chapel. Harry and Meghan's love story was often overshadowed by the dark cloud of media harassment. The British tabloid press stalked them relentlessly, publishing untrue stories about Meghan and fueling racist stereotypes. The constant attacks from the press took a devastating toll on Meghan's mental health, driving her into hiding and triggering panic attacks and suicidal thoughts. Prince Harry was desperate to protect his wife, fearing a repeat of the tragic fate of his mother, who died in a car crash while fleeing from the paparazzi. He knew he and his family had to escape the toxic media environment in the UK, so he made a very difficult choice. Harry announced on Instagram that he and his wife would be stepping back from their royal roles and splitting their time between North America and the UK. Their decision was dubbed Megxit by the press, a reference to Brexit.
First Brexit, now Megxit. Sources say the Queen has called on aides to urgently define the new roles of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex in the space of days, not weeks.
Harry has rejected the term as a label that targets his wife and reduces their complex situation to just a catchy hashtag. With everything that Harry has gone through with the British press, it makes you wonder why he would decide to bring the spotlight upon himself this time around, by airing out so much dirty laundry in his memoir, Prince Harry's tell-all book. The British press and public have been on the edge of their seats ever since Prince Harry made the announcement in July 2021 that he would be releasing a tell-all memoir that would give readers a clearer glimpse into the secret lives of the royal family. His family was not in support of the idea, but rebellious Harry always does what he wants. Now that the book is here, it's clear why the royal family was worried. Spare is a 416-page personal account of Harry's life, ghostwritten by J.R. Mooringer and published by Penguin Random House. In the book, Harry makes shocking revelations about private family moments and intimate conversations that could have staggering consequences for the royals. It is available in various formats, including digital, paperback, and hardcover. And for those who want to hear it straight from the horse's mouth, there's even a 15-hour audiobook edition, narrated by Harry himself. Even the title of the book is also a revelation of how Harry has felt about playing second fiddle to his brother his whole life. Spare refers to the age-old aristocratic adage that an heir and a spare was necessary to keep the family inheritance going. In Spare, Harry lays it all bare, sharing intimate details about his teenage years, his deployment to Afghanistan, and his complex relationships with his brother, Prince William, and father, King Charles III. He also opens up about his courtship and marriage to Meghan Markle, and the couple's decision to step back from their royal roles, which met a lot of criticism. While some critics praised Harry's vulnerability, others felt he shared too much. Despite the mixed reviews, Spare made history, becoming the fastest-selling non-fiction book of all time on its release date, according to Guinness World Records. The royal family doesn't want those details out there, but the book is already so big it is translated into 15 different languages.
After days of bombshell leaks and carefully selected press junkets, Prince Harry's memoir Spare has officially been released around the world.
It doesn't help matters for the royal that the book's proceeds are going to charity, making it even more popular among the masses who have always praised Harry as the people's prince. As Harry embarked on this literary journey, he shared his reasons for writing the book. "I'm writing this not as the prince I was born, but as the man I have become." He hoped that by sharing his story, with all its highs and lows, he could connect with people from all walks of life and show that despite their differences, they have more in common than they think. Harry promised that the book would be accurate and wholly truthful, offering a unique glimpse into his life. The publisher teased that the book would take readers back to one of the most iconic and heart-wrenching moments of the 20th century, the image of two young princes walking behind their mother's coffin. But the book would also be full of insight, revelation, self-examination, and hard-won wisdom, offering a nuanced and thoughtful exploration of Harry's life. These announcements made the people 11 more eager to read the book. Everyone was highly anticipating its release, except the members of the royal family. The reservations of his family did make Harry a little skeptical about going through with publishing the book. According to the Times, Harry had second thoughts after visiting his grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II, during her Platinum Jubilee celebrations in the summer of 2022. However, he ultimately decided to move forward with the book. In an interview with Bryony Gordon, Harry revealed that the first draft of Spare was a whopping 800 pages, enough material for 2 books. However, he chose to edit it down to around 400 pages, leaving out certain details about his relationships with his father and brother that he felt were too sensitive to share. "There are things that I just don't want the world to know," he confessed, "because I don't think they would ever forgive me." Despite concerns that the book might be seen as an attack on the monarchy, Harry insisted that his intention was not to collapse the monarchy, but rather to save it. He felt a sense of responsibility to reform the institution for the sake of future generations, particularly his brother's younger children. Interestingly, Harry's brother William had explicitly told him that his children were not his responsibility. Nevertheless, Harry remained committed to his mission. So, what candid secrets does Spare reveal about Buckingham Palace? Family secrets revealed in Prince Harry's book. One of the most striking revelations is the physical altercation between Harry and his brother Prince William in 2019. Place in intertwining soulmates together, it can go as far as aligning childhood preference to make sure one way or the other these two meets. You see, as a child, Camilla was fond of animals. She had pets like cats and dogs, but she also had a soft spot for horses and was always riding them. She was an expert whenever she rode after getting to some certain age. Her family, as we said earlier, were living quite comfortably in comparison to most average families in the United Kingdom. Fortunately, Prince Charles had a thing for horses too, and soon it became a habit for these two. I hope you get the picture. Let us continue. Although it was a coincidence these two met, it was still fated. If not, how was it going to be possible two people who don't have a thing for horses would meet at a polo match? At the time they met, Camilla was 23, just a year older than Prince Charles. When she saw Prince Charles, she immediately approached him with a bold opening line, referencing the relationship between Prince Charles's great-grandfather and her mother's grandmother. Her words exactly were, "My great-grandmother was the mistress of your great-great-grandfather, so how about it?"
Well, she wasn't a rebel, she wasn't a wimp either. And when, as she saw it, she felt
Camilla's sheer attitude and confidence was an eye-opener for Charles, he said. It was allegedly love at first sight, and the couple began a relationship that he has described as blissful, peaceful, and mutually happy. Their connection was instant, as they bonded quickly, and with time they started to note they both surprisingly shared the same interest in a lot of things.
So many people believe that the man who will be our king was a horrible man who was always obsessed by this woman.
As good as their love story was starting to look, life had other plans to it, and their timing was a bit earlier than how fate had planned. This was because Prince Charles was about to go on a naval career, and Charles' royal family didn't quite see Camilla as an ideal partner for Charles. But why? Prince Charles's family didn't see Camilla as a suitable match to the heir of the throne, and this wasn't due to things like looks, her personality, or any of that. Their reasons revolved around Camilla's lack of aristocratic background.
And that in 1975, the Queen, who didn't want to blame her son for being in an adulterous relationship, said that she would never have Camilla Parker Bowles in the same room as her ever again.
However, many of those around Charles wanted the prince to wed someone with the highest aristocratic pedigrees. Another reason was because of Camilla's romantic history. Charles's family went as far back to her past relationship as yet another reason why they couldn't be together, saying she was too experienced, and because her past relationships were public, it was difficult for Camilla to pretend as though she was pure and fit to be brought in as a wife to Charles. So, what did Charles and Camilla do?
I understood from Her Majesty the Queen, she said she should be Queen Consort. Now suddenly, she's now going to be Queen.
Seeing that their relationship wasn't fruitful, Charles had to leave on naval duties. This forced Camilla to move on, and soon a new suitor came in of the name Andre Parker Bowles, who was then a guard officer. The two soon got married, and their marriage was seen as appropriate within their social circle and status. When Prince Charles heard about the marriage between Camilla and Andrew, he felt betrayed and was deeply affected by it. Reports even say that the pair's wedding announcement was done without their consent. The parents of both Andrew and Camilla had sent out the announcement to the Times newspaper, which then forced Andrew to immediately propose to Camilla. Their marriage took place on the 4th of July, 1973, in a Roman Catholic ceremony at the Guards Chapel, Wellington Barracks, in London. The wedding was a grand one, and even considered Society Wedding of the Year. It had an attendance of over 800 guests, and was remembered by all. On the other hand, Charles was still affected by this marriage, but still, he kept tabs on Camilla, and still maintained their friendship with both Camilla and Andrew. At one point, he even became a godfather to a child of theirs, Tom. It seems bizarre that Charles and Camilla were still in close contact even after she got married, and we agree it was. It even caused some sort of rumors to spread among the public, as most of them guessed that Camilla was still secretly in a relationship with Charles after her marriage. However, that wasn't the case. To us, Camilla had moved on from the fact that Charles and she were no longer a couple and focused her attention on building a family with Andrew. The pair went on and had 2 children, Tom and Laura. Seeing this, Charles was under immense pressure to find a suitable bride. He was often reminded by his peers and family on the note to settle down as soon as possible and just move on from what had happened between him and Camilla.
He knew it was going to happen, but he just didn't want to be part of it.
He is also proving to be a lot different from King Charles, as his father's approach to managing who was more reliant and inclined on family connections. Well, it seems as if that tenure would be over anytime soon, as William is looking to take the bull by the horns. It can't be hidden that Prince William totally despises Camilla, let alone her family, as he has shown he is not open to having any sort of relationship between them and himself. Prince William also brought a new approach in terms of finance in contrast to what his father used to. This time he has chosen to be more discreet about the funds spent in the estate, which seems to be a better option. Either way, Prince William's decision not to hire Annabelle marks a significant change to the routine started by his father. At this pace, we know for sure that his reign as king would be different, and we can only imagine what will be his decision on Camilla. So, tell us what you think about Prince William's approach. Let us know in the comments section. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more content.